Hello, trivia lovers. Welcome to Trivia Connections, where, through the use of linking academic trivia, we will help you learn more about the world around you and prepare for any game show or trivia competition. Welcome to Episode 2. The starting and ending subject will be Independence Day, the 4th of July. The Declaration of Independence was adopted July 4th, 1776, when the new United States of America declared its independence from Great Britain. Some prominent signers of the Declaration of Independence were Thomas Jefferson, John Hancock, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin. We're going to take that Independence Day and link it to Independence Day the movie, which starred Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, some really ugly aliens, and Will Smith. And we're going to take that name Smith and we're going to link it to the founder of the Mormon Church, Joseph Smith, who wrote the Book of Mormon and attracted tens of thousands of followers. The other Mormon leader you need to know about is Brigham Young, who led the Mormons from Nauvoo, Illinois, to Salt Lake City, Utah, in 1847. Brigham Young had 16 wives, 56 children, and is reported to have over 10,000 living descendants. He settled in Salt Lake City, home to the Mormon Tabernacle and the world-famous Mormon Tabernacle Choir. During every holiday season, they perform the Hallelujah Chorus by German-born English composer George Frederick Handel. Other Utah points of interest are Brigham Young University at Provo and its beautiful national parks like Bryce Canyon, Zion National Park, and Arches National Park. And we're going to take that Arches in Arches National Park and link it to the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, the tallest stainless steel monument in the world. Now, St. Louis was named after Louis IX, a canonized 13th century French king from the Capet family. While we're in France, we're going to look at some important French landmarks. The first landmark, just outside Paris, is the Palace of Versailles, built by French King Louis XIV in the 17th century. The Treaty of Versailles was signed there in 1919, ending World War I. Next landmark is the Louvre Museum with its glass pyramid. The pyramid was designed by architect I.M. Pei. The next landmark is the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, built by Napoleon in 1806 and houses the French tomb of the unknown soldier. Next landmark is the Sacré-Cœur Basilica, which is located in the Montmartre region of Paris. The next landmark is the Notre Dame Cathedral, which sits on the Ile de la Cité in Paris and houses its most famous fictional resident, Quasimodo, known more affectionately as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Next landmark is the Moulin Rouge, a kind of rowdy nightclub in Paris, and the site of a 2001 movie starring Nicole Kidman. French artist Toulouse-Lautrec liked to hang out there too, and even painted one of his most famous paintings there, called At the Moulin Rouge. Then comes one of the world's most famous monuments, the Eiffel Tower. When completed in 1889, it was the world's tallest man-made structure. The Eiffel Tower was designed and constructed by French engineer Gustave Eiffel. And we're going to take that name Gustave in Gustave Eiffel and link it to the great English composer Gustav Holst, composer of the Planets. And we're going to take Gustav once again and link it to the King of Sweden, Karl XVI Gustav. Sweden is bordered on the west by the North Sea and bordered on the east by the Baltic Sea. It has a major port and boat-building center at Gothenburg and a major university at Uppsala. And capital Stockholm was home to the 1912 Summer Olympic Games. Now we're going to cover some famous Swedes that you must have in your memory bank, like tennis player Bjorn Borg, the Swedish pop group ABBA, the Swedish nightingale Jenny Lind, the Swedish diplomat who saved tens of thousands of lives during World War II, Raoul Wallenberg, the Swedish movie director Ingmar Bergman, Swede who won the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship, Ingemar Johansson, Swedish actress who just wanted to be alone, Greta Garbo, Swedish botanist who popularized binomial nomenclature to classify all living things, Carl or Carolus Linnaeus. And Swedish chemist, inventor, businessman, and philanthropist, best known for inventing dynamite, Alfred Nobel. Nobel made so much money off dynamite that he set up the Nobel Prizes to be awarded every year in Stockholm. The 6 Nobel Prize categories are literature, physics, chemistry, economics, physiology and medicine, and the Nobel Peace Prize. Some prominent Nobel Prize winners are Milton Friedman in economics, Toni Morrison in literature, Ernest Hemingway in literature, John Steinbeck in literature, Bob Dylan in literature, vitamin C advocate Linus Pauling in chemistry and peace, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for the Nobel Peace Prize. 3 U.S. presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize. They are Teddy Roosevelt, Jimmy Carter, and Barack Obama. Other commonalities between U.S. presidents are the 4 presidents assassinated. They are Abraham Lincoln, James Garfield, William McKinley, and John F. Kennedy. And 4 presidents have otherwise died in office. They are William Henry Harrison, Zachary Taylor, Warren Harding, and Franklin Roosevelt. And there were 4 presidents who were members of the Whig Party. And they are William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, Zachary Taylor, and Millard Fillmore. And lastly, we have 4 presidents that were either born or died on a certain federal holiday. Calvin Coolidge was born on this day, and John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe all died on this federal holiday. Have you made the connection? We've come full circle back to Independence Day, the 4th of July. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Trivia Connections and sincerely hope that you've learned something new. This is your host, Stephen Farrell. All the facts in Trivia Connections have been taken from Game Show Trivia, available on Amazon.com.